Hello again everyone, this is Stevo Runs, who's simply here to inspire you to be a better, fitter and healthier version of yourself, because if I can do it, I know that you can too. And if that's something that you want to be getting into yourself, then please don't forget to hit the subscribe button down here and we can go through it all together and get fit and healthier together. So is your MAF running going to plan at the moment? Is your time stagnated? You find yourself running really slow and nothing's really happening on it? When everything's in line, it should be working, then this might be right up your street. I found a new calculation which might just change the way you do your math. So don't you go anywhere, let's talk about it. So thank you all for joining me once again. So I'm going to try and keep it short and sweet as I always say, and it never is, but here we go. Is your math not working out at the moment? I've actually come across a new calculation where you just need to know one thing about your workouts to put this into practice and see if it will work for you. So everyone knows that the Maffetone method is done via the 180 minus your age. Now if you follow my channel, you'll know that I don't agree with doing it all by the age thing, because everyone is built differently. You can't just judge people's heart condition on their age. I know it does tend to get slower by a beat as you get older, but some people have a high heart rate to begin with, so it doesn't work for everyone. It might do for the majority, but it might not for you. And it might be the reason why your math isn't working out so well. So I want to quickly jump into this, this new calculation that I found. I can't take credit for it. I see it on a comment and I looked it up and I'm seeing how it works, and definitely works with my metrics that I use. So I've done a lot of tests and stuff like that, not in the lab, but just like threshold tests, max heart rate tests, and all the things I can do to try and give myself a more accurate MAF heart rate to run at. I do MAF religiously apart from the heartbeat that he gives you, because I don't completely agree with it, and mine runs a little bit higher than other people's. So the MAF one is 180 minus your age. The new calculation I want you to try is your max heart rate and the gap between that and the 220. So everyone knows the 220 minus your age thing is how you get the standard max heart rate on people. But again, the age thing, it doesn't work very well. So what we're going to do, we're going to take the 220 and we're going to take your max heart rate. So obviously you need to know your max heart rate for this to really work, or roughly. It doesn't matter if you're not bang on, like don't guess it if you've never done a test before, but if you've seen your heart rate go to 190 on a real hard effort before, then you're probably at 195 or 193, like add 2 on, something like that. So here's an example with myself, just to make it easy and a bit clear. My max heart rate I think is 195, but I've seen it go to 193. So we're going to go with 193. The difference between 193 and 220 is 27. So now we're going to take the MAF calculations, the 180, instead of taking away my age, which is 38, we're going to take away 27, because that is how my heart rate works. They're not assuming that my heart rate is 220 minus my age, which is 183. I know that it's 193, it at least goes to that. So we're going to use the gap in between your max heart rate and 220 to get your thing to minus from 180. So, trying not to make it confusing, the gap is 27, 180 take away 27 equals 53, okay? So all of the tests I've done sits me around that area. That is the average area that I can run at. And I know that works for me because the tests I've done before, even though I put my MAF heart rate at 150, I sometimes sneak over that because I know that 153 to 155 is my area. So that calculation definitely works for me. To give you another example, I'll keep it on even square numbers to keep it easy. If you're a 40-year-old person and they're expecting your max heart rate to be 220 minus your age, so they're expecting to be 180, but you know that your heart rate goes to 190 because you've done some tests, you've done some hard runs, and you've seen it go higher than that. That means you're 10 beats higher than what they'd expect you to be at. So if you're 40, your heart rate goes to 190, the 40 bit doesn't matter. The age doesn't matter. We don't use ages. So you use the 190 The gap between 190 and 220 is 30. So you would now do your math, which is 180, take away that relevant gap. So 180 take away 30 is 150. So instead of running your math at 180 minus your age, which is 140, you'll be running at 150, which is a whole 10 difference, because you know that your heart runs 10 higher than what the average expects you to run at. So that is the calculation. I hope that makes sense. Put it into practice, right? This isn't for people that are getting results on their math. This isn't an excuse to run faster. If your runs feel too easy, you're probably not working it quite enough to make yourself get better. It's just almost probably running too slow for it. And that's my opinion only, okay? I don't want math people to jump on this and say, no, you do it properly. This is for people that are wondering why it feels so slow and a little bit too easy, you know? And this might well start to yield results and make the Maffetone method more exciting for you. I know it has for me. I should be running at 143. I can run at 153 and the runs still feel easy, okay? I can do a 10-mile run. It still feels like you can go a bit further at that same heart rate. So that is that. That's the new calculation to give it a try. Please put it into practice. And it's up to you whether you do that or not. But I'd love to know if it makes a difference for you and you start to get results from it. All right, the second thing I want to speak about today is training. I'm back on. If you follow my channel, if you're new to this, then like I say, hit the subscribe button and follow along. But I had a bit of a rough patch during the football and all that, and I'm back on it now. I've done 30 miles total for the last 2 weeks on the bounce. I'm back to where I was. The times ain't perfect to where I were before, but mission 730 is back on. I've got a math test coming up, but the hot weather's definitely playing a bit of a part in the times and all that. Everyone knows what it's like. It's muggy, it's hard, times are wafting, and I had a bit of an unhealthy patch, but I'm back on. I'm naturally in. Everything that the math's meant to be doing is done. I've given up caffeine for 40 days. I'm sleeping like a log for the first time in years. I feel fresh and good. And at the moment, everything's in a good place. So when it starts to cool down, hopefully the times will start to go with it. And just thirdly, I said about the caffeine thing that I've done for 40 days. I'd really love a new challenge. If you got this far in the video, and I hope you have, please let me know what's a good challenge to do. I'm not sure what to do. I don't want to do an eating one because I'm eating well at the moment. I don't want to disturb that. The caffeine's done. I don't know what there is left. Anyone think of a good challenge I can do for 30 days for the channel purposes? Whether that's planks to see if that does anything for your abs over 30 days, or a suggestion would be nice if you can think of one. So that is it from me today. Hope it's been total rubbish. Please give that math number a go. Remember, it only goes for people that have been struggling to get results. If you're getting results anyway, don't mess around with it. And don't just do it because you want to run fast. If everything's in line, you're eating, your stress, your sleep, everything's great, but you're not getting results, you may just be running too slow. So it's worth a try. And let me know how you get on with it. So thank you for joining me. Hit the red button at the bottom. Follow along in the future. Thanks very much. Stevo runs. See you again.